This is AP News Minute. Meta has agreed to pay $17 billion and add child safety measures to its Facebook and Instagram platforms. It ends a landmark trial over teen social media addiction and settles claims filed by 47 states. Canada has struck back at the United States with retaliatory tariffs on about $20 billion in American goods, including steel, dairy products, appliances and farm equipment, as the trade war between the once friendly neighbours escalates. Flash floods in Nepal have killed at least 98 people and left hundreds missing, including tourists and workers. The floods swept through communities and halted travel in parts of the Himalayan country. Fans across the US are continuing to mourn Dolly Parton, gathering at makeshift memorials and other places to celebrate the beloved singer, songwriter and philanthropist who died on Tuesday in Nashville at 80.
Well, we will start this day off seeing patchy fog in some locations across the Tennessee Valley. Temperatures going to be sitting in the low 70s, but as we progress into the later morning hours, we'll start to see that fog lift in the locations that do catch fog this morning, and we'll start to see that sunshine move on into the Tennessee Valley. We'll keep sunny skies in the forecast for much of this Thursday. Temperatures by noon already expected to be in the low 90s, and that's where it's looking like temperatures going to top out for our Thursday afternoon. And we also will introduce a little bit of rain. Now, we could potentially be dealing with some spotty showers early Thursday morning. So this morning, I'm thinking most rain is going to be staying off to our south. But heading into the afternoon, the later half of this afternoon, that's when we could start to see a little bit more rain pass on through the Tennessee Valley. So any morning rain that we see this morning will stay to our south. And then heading into the later half of this afternoon, that's when we'll start to see a few rain showers, maybe even thunderstorms pop up across the Tennessee Valley, but most areas looking to stay dry actually for this Thursday. Now, it looks like we will be dry for the later half of Thursday night and into early Friday morning. So low temperatures for the overnight tonight, low 70s expected pretty much everywhere. Pulaski could drop into the upper 60s as well as Arab. Expected to sit in the low 70s here in Huntsville. And heading into tomorrow, we'll once again see those temperatures in the low 90s. So we'll start off your Friday morning seeing low 70s, maybe a few clouds in the sky, very small rain chance in the forecast for Friday afternoon. Most areas going to be staying dry then as well. Expect to see mostly sunshine. And then by the time we get ready to wrap up our Friday, low temperatures expected to fall once again into the low 70s. And it looks like it'll be a pretty quiet Friday night. Now, all across the Tennessee Valley, expect to see those low 90s, mostly sunshine. Some of us could stay in the upper 80s for the afternoon, but other than that, it is going to end this work week on another warm note. Now, high temperature is actually going to increase heading into the next couple of days. Notice as we get closer to the end of this weekend and into early next week, that's when we're really going to start to see those temperatures rise, and we're also going to have to watch for higher heat index values heading into the back half of this weekend and into early next week. So after we get through with any rain opportunity that we see today and tomorrow, the next thing that we will have to look forward to are those high heat index values once again. Looking into the first couple of days of September, so this is looking beyond the 7-day forecast, high temperatures look like they're going to continue to trend above average, so we'll probably be looking at mid-end upper 90s for high temperatures once again heading into the first couple of days of September. So rain chances for the next 7 days, like I mentioned, we only have about a 10% chance for rain heading into tomorrow. This weekend, it looks very nice, very small rain chance on Sunday, and then we will keep small opportunities for rain in the forecast Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and even Thursday of next week. So we're not looking at a whole lot of rainfall headed our way through the next 7 days. So speaking of 7 days, here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Once again, for tomorrow, we'll be seeing mostly sunny skies. Low temperatures will be waking up to the upper 60s tomorrow morning. But by the time we make it to the afternoon, low 90s expected. We'll stay in the low 90s heading into this upcoming weekend. And then looking ahead to next week, we'll start the week off seeing warm temperatures. Once again, mostly sunshine. Rain chances will start to creep back into the forecast beginning Tuesday. Once again, they're very small though. And then by the time we get to about this time next week, we'll be looking at high temperatures sitting in the upper 90s.
Municipal elections in the city of Huntsville wrapped up last night for the most part, but not every win is accounted for. There's still one seat up for grabs. Incumbents David Little and Bill Kling won their races for districts 2 and 4 respectively, after incumbent and council president Jenny Robinson failed to secure more than 50% of the vote. One of the city's longest serving leaders will do battle in a runoff. Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo shows us how the candidates are feeling today.
With the city council seat for District 3 still up in the air, what's next for the candidates? It'll be a runoff between the top two contenders, Jenny Robinson and Liliana Painter. Robinson says she's relying on the work she's already done and her experience on the council to speak for what she can accomplish with another term.
I obviously have the experience to do the job. We are a fast-growing city, and it's not time for somebody to get on job experience. So we're going to capitalize on my experience.
For Robinson, that means keeping a steady rhythm with ongoing projects like new community centers, road resurfacing, and green spaces in her district.
Roads, ditches, garbage, public safety, and parks tend to be what City Council really focuses on. And so we're going to come back to those and talk to people about their concerns and address those concerns. And we have a plan to move forward. We're going to share that plan.
But her challenger, Painter, is embracing the fact that she doesn't have that council resume. She says that will allow her to make city affairs transparent in a way that everyone understands.
As a new candidate, what I bring to the table is my novice experience. I get to ask the hard questions. What does this mean? And I currently work as a translator for Huntsville City Schools, so I get to translate that to the public, and they get to understand what's going on in the council. What do our relationships and partnerships look like?
Painter says her priorities include managing Huntsville's growth, matching it with infrastructure, and creating community spaces for residents and business leaders.
That's smart growth, making sure that anytime that Huntsville annexes land, that we have plans and impact studies to put the infrastructure in place that we need to sustain the growth, as well as just making sure that that growth is responsible and transparent. We want to make sure that we continue to have third spaces so that the community can come together and build.
Both candidates saying they're ready to go for another 4 weeks of campaigning before the people decide who's going to lead District 3. In Huntsville, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
The runoff is slated for September 22nd, less than a month away, and the campaign's still going strong. The candidates urging you to get out and vote.
The 2026-27 college basketball season starts in October and runs through next March. During that time, Alabama and Auburn usually would face each other twice. But thanks to a new deal, Tide and Tiger fans will get a third dose of this great rivalry. Today, both schools announcing that they will play a fall preseason exhibition on Thursday, October the 22nd at Legacy Arena in Birmingham. The game is being dubbed The Feud, presented by Ship Same Day Delivery. Now, this game will take place a week after both squads take part in the Ballin' in Boutwell exhibition event. 11 teams from the SWAC are kicking off their 2026 campaigns this weekend, including 10 on Saturday. Among them is Alabama A&M. Sam Shade's team will represent not only the Bulldog Nation, but the entire Southwestern Athletic Conference in this year's MEAC SWAC Challenge when they take on Howard Saturday night in Atlanta. There's a lot of excitement surrounding this game, and A&M Director of Athletics, Dr. Paul Bryant, provided several reasons why.
You know, playing in the MEAC SWAC, that's the first game of the year. We're the only show on town, so to be able to, or on TV, so to be able to showcase what we've been working for is something that we're looking forward to. The MEAC SWAC, John Grant has done a phenomenal job there at running that game, and of course he oversees the Celebration Bowl. So we wanted to start in Atlanta and finish in Atlanta. You know, we want to win the MEAC SWAC and then get to that Celebration Bowl. So it is exciting, and I know Coach Sam Shade is getting the guys ready, and we're going to show up and show out.
I had a really great conversation with Dr. Paul Bryant on last week's episode of Sports Extra. You can check out that exclusive interview on our digital products like the Fox 54 app and our Fox 54 YouTube page. Waiting on Alabama A&M in Atlanta is Kanisha's alma mater, Howard University. HU alumnus Ted White is now in charge of the program that he once broke numerous passing records for in the 1990s. Ted White and Sam Shade have known each other for years, and this game figures to be a must-see Week 0 game, especially since it's on national television.
You know, our first game we play against Alabama A&M is on national television, it's on ABC. So we get an opportunity not only showcase the Howard University brand, but actually be able to showcase the MEAC brand. All right, and that's what we're about, just making sure that we understand that this is a great conference and we get an opportunity to display that on ABC.
All right, kickoff for the MEAC Swag Challenge between Howard and Alabama A&M is set for Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Game taking place at Center Park Stadium. We'll have a full recap of this contest Sunday night on Sports Extra.
Who sent you?
You did. Get down. Come with me if you want to live.
Terminator 2 Judgment Day is back for its 35th anniversary. The sci-fi blockbuster, which won 4 Academy Awards, returns to theaters for 6 days, this Friday through next Wednesday. Locations and showtimes at fathomentertainment.com.
I had zero context for what I was about to get into.
Ryan Gosling is getting into a modern Stone Age family. According to Deadline and The Hollywood Reporter, he's set to produce a live-action take on the Flintstones. Gosling was also a producer on his big hit this spring, Project Hail Mary, and on the upcoming romantic drama, Love of Your Life.
How long do y'all think we can do this? Just sitting in here, driving.
Here's a sort of home video experience in the theater. It Ends, an existential road trip movie that takes place mainly in one vehicle, opens Friday. And moviegoers with the Theater Ears app on their phones can listen to writer-director Alexander Ullum's commentary track while they watch. Viewers just download the free app, put in earbuds or headphones, and press play when the movie starts. Syncing up in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Fox 54 Plus has your news, sports, and weather. Start your evening with Fox 54 at 5:30, delivering the latest headlines and live reports straight from the scene. Then, stay informed with Fox 54 News at 9, featuring your Tennessee Valley certified most accurate weather impact team, tracking everything from tornado threats to traffic delays during severe weather. Fox 54 Sports Extra brings you more of what sports fans crave, with deeper insights, expert analysis, and all the action that matters most. On Fox 54 Plus, you'll also find Alabama politics, plus 24/7 weather radar and real-time forecasts to keep you ahead of the storm. Looking for a quick recap? Don't miss Fox 54 Week in Review, highlighting the biggest stories of the week. Jumpstart your morning with Morning Rush. Fast-paced news updates featured with uplifting stories from across the globe. Get your entertainment fix with Getting Real, where we break down movie reviews, top 10 lists, and spotlight the newest film. Die Hard fan? Locked On Sports dives deep into the Crimson Tide, the Tigers, college rivalries, and pro action. True crime more your style? Killer Cases brings you gripping real-life stories that stick with you. Hungry for more? Cooking with Style serves up mouth-watering recipes that are easy to make and impossible to resist. From movie previews before you head to the theater with Take a Look to must-know headlines from across the region and around the world with In the News. Watch all of these shows on demand and also on the Fox 54 News app. Available on Android and iOS devices. Streaming 24/7.